What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the BroTech Gaming Podcast. We took a week off for Labor Day weekend. Carlos is back once again because he likes to leave for a couple weeks and then make his glorious return.
Yeah,
Special guest.
I want you guys to miss me.
Yeah, I mean, everyone did miss you because I could tell by the views or the listens when I'm doing it by myself versus like when we're both on, and the views just aren't there, bro. So welcome back.
All right, thanks for having me back on my own show.
Back on your own show. Welcome back to your own show. So what are we gonna talk about?
So some stuff that happened in the past week is that we had our fantasy football draft. And I was kind of hoping that we would all get together for like the first time ever in our fantasy football league and draft, but another year and it didn't happen. It seems like
we did last year though.
No, we were missing. Well, I was missing Adrian and then that guy Justin. So we're always one person. Yeah, it's always one person. So this year I was like, we can go to a bar. You know, it's accessible to everybody, and then we kind of do it like early in the day. But yeah. So like I knew that you weren't going to be there because you said on the podcast you were going to go be with your parents for the weekend. Yeah. And then so I hit up Adrian. He was like, I can't make it. I hit up Caesar. He said he can't make it. I don't know what happened with Justin. Gio went to the Dodger game. So it was literally just me, Miggy, and Cherie at the brewery. Yeah.
That's funny though. So Gio, he did his draft at the Dodger game.
Yeah, he was at Dodger Stadium doing his draft.
He got a pretty beefy roster, dude.
Yeah. So right after the draft, like the ESPN app will send you an email with your grade. Pretty much everybody got a good grade except Miggy. Miggy got an F on his draft.
Was Miggy was he like 4th or 5th?
Yeah, he was like in the middle rounds. And so I had first pick. I had first pick, which I've never had first pick before. And all the like mock drafts that I was doing, I was always doing like 4, 5, or 6. I was like, that's probably where I'm gonna fall at. So when I seen that I got first pick, I was like, oh shit, like I gotta see who's like number one pick.
I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah, I wasn't. And especially with the beers that they have there, they're like really like dark beers. They kind of just like hit harder. So I was kind of struggling, you know, trying to find a pick, but I went with Jamar Chase, and then, you know, I picked on the first in the first round, and then in the second round I don't pick until 16th. So it's kind of a big gap in between. So pretty much all like the big like top 10, top 15 people are gone already. So so I feel like I did pretty good on my draft. ESPN gave me an A on my draft, which I mean the grades don't mean anything because anything can happen during the season. Like half of your team can get hurt and you're struggling on the waiver wire, and you know you end up in last place, so it doesn't really matter. But as far as the draft, I feel like I did pretty good.
Who is your who is your like best pick on your roster right now? Who do you feel like? Who do you have the most confidence in that you're just like, damn, like I'm so glad I got that person?
I would have to say Jamar Chase, just because Joe Burrows is healthy. Like he had a healthy off season. He's coming into this season like ready to go, and Jamar Chase is healthy. So I'm really hoping that Jamar Chase is gonna put up like 2 or 3 touchdowns a game. I'm hoping.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And I noticed you picked up Josh Allen.
Because you didn't. He was just there.
Because Miggy's giving me so much shit, bro. Just watch Sean pick Josh Allen again. It's like, bro, like it gets me to the playoff every fucking year. But I thought about it, right? Because I'm always starting like almost last in every fucking draft. I don't know why I'm almost last every time. Like my strat is always like first 2 rounds, try to pick up like at least 2 like high-end running backs, like whoever's left, and then my second go around it's like, okay, pick up a receiver and a quarterback. Like I always pick up a quarterback on either my 3rd or 4th pick, because by the time it gets back to me on like that second round, we've already let 16 picks go by. It's like, okay, I have no one I have left to choose from now. So I was gonna pick Josh Allen, but I decided to pick Jaden Daniels instead, just because like Josh Allen just got married, right? Like he's kind of like living the good life now. I don't know that he's hungry anymore, you know? Like I think he peaked last year and the year before. Like I think those were the years that they really should have went all the way. I don't think he's going to be as good this year. Not to say that the Bills aren't going to be good, generally speaking, but I don't think Josh Allen is going to be like that top 3 QB that he's been the last few years, just because like now he's married, and I think the team is going to try to focus on being a much more balanced offense this time around. So I think he's just going to be a little bit more conservative this year. He's not going to be he's not going to be like a wrecking ball like he is every season, where he just like dives head first into the, you know, like into the whatever, the pile. So that was my mindset going into like my draft this year.
Yeah, but I mean, I picked him up because you didn't pick him up, and I'm like, this dude's been balling in the last couple of years, so if he's there, and it's like it was like in one of like the middle rounds, I'm like, it's time. I'm gonna pick up the quarterback. I seen other people taking quarterbacks, so I was like, all right, I'll pick up Josh Allen, and then I'll probably go back into like wide receivers and running backs, just like just to fill out the bench.
Yeah. Most of my picks were kind of like middle of the pack, dude, because I think the top ranked wide receiver that I was able to pick up was probably like Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua is probably like the most high end receiver that I have. And then I picked up that kid for the Buccaneers, the running back, Irving, I think his name is, or Irvin or Irving. I think he's a rookie, but like he's kind of like a shot in the dark. Like I don't know much about him other than he was available, and the other ones I wanted to pick up were already gone. Like I wanted to pick up Saquon. I wanted to pick up like who's that one running back from the Rams? I can't even remember his name, but there were like a few like standout running backs that I wanted to get that weren't there. So I settled on Irving, and I settled on Josh Jacobs again, because I feel like what I'm looking for in my roster is, I think I have a very consistent roster. I don't think I have a lot of like boom or bust type players. I think I have a lot of players that are just expected to perform based on their projections. Because like I didn't have a very high projection going into yesterday. Like I think my projection was like 126. And some of y'all are like doing fucking like 136, 138, 141. I'm like, damn, bro, is my roster really that weak? And it's not that I think my roster is weak. I think I just have like a good like average of players on my roster. Like they should all be able to hit their roster just based on consistency. So we'll see, man. This might be a tough season for me.
Yeah. So are you playing Miggy right now? Yeah, so you're playing Miggy. So his as of right now, AJ Brown got 1.8 points.
Yeah, he had one catch yesterday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one catch for 8 yards, so equals 1.8. And I was like, his projection went way down too. Like after that, because that's like 15 points that he lost just from the projected for AJ Brown. And I was like, damn. So I'm thinking Miggy might have a hard year this year.
We'll see.
Yeah, so I mean, not only based off of his grade, because like he was the only one that got an F, and he was like surprised too. I was surprised, and he told me, he's like, I got an F. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because I mean, our league isn't that big. It's only 8 players, so it's there's still a lot of people left. Like on the waiver wire, so it's like you can pick up anybody good just at any time. So.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what's hard about our league in a way is everybody potentially has a pretty beefy roster. Like everybody should be able to pick up at least like 4 or 5 of like the top player positions in each category. Whereas like I'm talking to dudes at like my job, and they got like 12 player leagues, and they're just like, yeah, man, I picked up like they're picking up dudes that are projected like 8, projected 9. I'm just like, damn, bro, that's rough, you know? Like we still got dudes on our waiver that are projected 12, 13, and 14, you know? And I'm just like, dude, that would be so rough if we had to like really go deep into the waivers, dude, to pick up players. So Part of me is like, that would be kind of fun, but another part of me is like, damn, that'd be really stressful because it's just like, who do you play, bro? Like, nobody is consistent at that rate.
It is. That is stressful. Just looking at people that may not even play in the game. You're just kind of like hoping that the first player gets injured and they get called up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so speaking about football, since we're talking about football right now, so everyone knows, like, I'm a Raiders fan. We actually signed Amari Cooper back to the Raiders. Cool. And the dude practiced and then he retired. So
are you serious? Like, he came back just to retire a Raider?
I mean, I don't know if that was his like plan, but that's what happened. So reports were, when he was doing his practice, that he was very out of shape.
Yeah.
So I was already like, damn, like he's gonna have like a rough season if he's already out of shape. Like right now, like the season starts in like, 3 days for us.
Yeah.
Or in 2 days now for us. So when he announced that he retired, like I was not even surprised, and I was just like, it's kind of better all around. If he feels like he can't play anymore to like his highest level, then it's probably better that like he hangs it up, he retires a Raider, because he got drafted as a Raider and he put in a couple years with Derek Carr, and Amari Cooper was like one of my favorite wide receivers at the time when he was on the Raiders. So it kind of works out for everybody. Raiders got their money back. We didn't lose any draft picks or stuff like that to get them. It was just like a clean, just give us our money back and you can retire, and we're gonna probably put this money into something better to better our team. So I'm actually kind of happy. It all kind of worked out for me.
That's crazy though, because he just played like during the playoffs for the Bills. Like, he was on the Bills last year, so for him to come back and be like, I'm out of shape, I'm like, really? Like, that was like 5 months ago.
Yeah, it is a long off season though for football.
Yeah, I guess
from February all the way to what, like September. Like, it's a long time.
But I mean, they usually do like training camp like around summertime though, so it's not like they don't do anything and then it's preseason football. It's like they have 2 months of camp that lead up to like the preseason. So you're like, realistically, he only took like maybe 3 months off, if that was the case. So it's like, I don't know, whatever. Maybe he was intending to retire the whole time, but hey, like, I want to retire a Raider because that's that was my peak career. Speaking of people bouncing around from the Raiders, Devontae Adams is on the Rams now, so that's interesting. Like, I'm seeing all these players, man, that were primetime several years ago that are they're just trying to find a home now. Aaron Rodgers is on the Steelers, Devontae Adams is on the Rams. You got Micah Parsons on the Green Bay Packers, which I guess is a big deal. I don't know yet until they start playing, but I think the Cowboys could have used them a lot yesterday, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was actually an exciting game. I didn't get to watch it, but I did watch the highlights on it, and it looked like it was an exciting game.
It was exciting up until the rain delay, because once the rain hit, it was like 45 minutes, and then nothing really happened after that. Like, then there were some punt returns, there were some fumbles. I don't think anybody scored except for maybe I think there was one field goal that was kicked, like for the Eagles to take a lead. But it was kind of boring after maybe like the third quarter. So I wasn't getting any more points after that either, because I've got the kicker for the Cowboys, but it was okay. I mean, season opener, you got two decent teams. It was, they looked like they were ready to play for the most part. Football's back, baby.
Football is back, and as the time of recording this, the Chiefs and Chargers are playing in Brazil, and we have Karol G doing the halftime show, so I'm definitely going to be watching that.
You're going to be watching the halftime show. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep. I don't really care about the game. I don't have anybody playing. Cherie doesn't have anybody playing, so
yeah, same.
Pretty much my whole Sunday is going to be watching like all my players. So I think I only have one player on Monday, and then that's it. So Sunday is going to be very, very good.
Yeah, all my players for the rest of the week are Sunday only, so that'll be also my Sunday. All right,
nice.
So you want to go ahead and get into it, or you got anything else you want to bring up first?
No, that's it. We can get into it.
Cool. So first thing we're gonna talk about some movie trailers. We had a couple trailers drop the last couple days. So first, let's talk about a movie that's near and dear to me and Carlos's heart, and that's 28 inches dicks years later, part 2, the bone something,
the bone temple,
some boner.
Yeah, the boner.
Boner, 28-inch boner.
It actually goes with it. It goes with it.
Yeah. So what do you think of the trailer?
I'm kind of conflicted on the trailer. It kind of so I know that they filmed the first one and the second one like a continuous movie, but I still get the same vibes from the first one. Just pretty much after the first like quarter of or the first third of the first movie, which was the good part, and then you have the other 3/4 of the movie which were very bad in my opinion, and now it looks like this whole movie is going to continue on that third trend. So from the trailers it kind of looked like we have like the Doctor again. He's kind of just doing his thing, chilling out there with Jason Momoa. You know, it looked like he like shot a dart at him, and then he kind of like walked up to him and then like put his hand on his shoulder, like, you know, like they're there, like type of.
No.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. And then you got the jumpsuit gang kind of doing their thing. So I don't know if this is gonna be like a rival in between like the Doctor and the jumpsuit gang, because it seems like the jumpsuit gang kind of goes into the Bone Temple, and it kind of looks like they're gonna be against each other. They still have the kid that comes out. I didn't see his dad in the trailer at all, so I have to guess that he's just not coming out in this movie, or he's not coming out in this franchise ever again. So I'm not excited for it, but I feel like I have to watch it because I'm just like so invested in this franchise for like the last 20 years. I feel like if I don't watch it, it's just gonna be a waste.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you watch it, and you're gonna tell me if it's worth watching in theaters, because I'm still gonna want to watch the movie, but I'm not gonna go to theaters if it's not gonna be good. So I don't want to be let down like I was in the first one. You're gonna tell me if it's good, and then I'll be like, all right, I'll go watch it.
All right, I'll be the guinea pig for this one.
Yeah, that's my strat. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot else to say either. You know, it does look like it's more of the same. It looks like there's a lot less infected, other than like the one alpha that keeps running around everywhere. I don't know why it's so focused on that, but it looks like it's really more or less going to be about the jumpsuit gang, or whatever you want to call them. Like, it looks like there's going to be some cannibalism kind of stuff going on, so it's definitely going to dive into more of like the danger of humans in this one, as opposed to the first one was probably more about the infected. Knowing now that they're just kind of isolated to themselves, and society around them has kind of figured out how to move on and be civil, it kind of makes everything happening in the movie now sort of irrelevant to me, because it's just like, okay, like they're just being left alone to their own devices now, even though the world has moved on. They've figured out how to survive like post-apocalypse or whatever. It kind of makes everything that they're doing like on this island now kind of like pointless to me. It's just like, okay, like why are they even doing this then, if there's actually like, if society's actually moved on? It's like we're just getting a little story inside of like the big picture, and it's not really what I wanted out of the 28 weeks universe, you know. So yeah, I say it all the time, like we'll see if it's any good, but I will be waiting for you to tell me if it's worth it. But
yeah, so it kind of reminds me of like The Village, because that whole movie was based on them being in the village and you not knowing that they're actually in present time until she like climbs the wall and she's just like in like regular society. So it kind of reminds me of that, but as of right now, we all know that we're just kind of like in this sandbox and we can't get out.
Yeah, seems kind of silly. But anyways, since we're on topic of zombies and infected, Marvel, the animated shows from Marvel. I guess it's like the same people that animated the What If series, right?
Yeah, it's just a continuation of that.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a Marvel Zombies series coming out, and I did get to see some pieces of it. I didn't really watch it all the way, so you could probably fill it in. But I mean, it looks pretty crazy, bro. And it's gonna be a mature rated show, so they're not gonna be holding back on any of the violence. And the animation on the What If series is actually pretty good. So this looks kind of interesting. But why don't you tell us about that, Carlos?
Roy. Yeah, so Marvel's coming out with the show Marvel Rivals. It's based off of the one episode from the What If series. I can't remember what episode it was, but it was in the very first season. That episode from the first season is the only episode that I liked. And of course it had to be the zombies one. I felt like they just did it so good. You kind of feel for like the Avengers that we lost, and it had a cool concept of them still being able to use their powers but being in a zombie form. So it's like their brain's not there, but their body is so used to using it that they're still using it while they're dead. So I thought that was a really good concept. The new series is going to continue from the first episode, or the first episode in that season. So Wanda is pretty much coming back. She's going to be like the main villain, but there's going to be so much other like Avengers that have turned already. So we're gonna have I think the Thunderbolts are gonna be like a crew in there that have to team up with like a bunch of other like Avengers that are still alive. And we had like zombie Thanos with the hand gauntlet. The gauntlet with all the stones. So like, you know, that's gonna be crazy already. Captain America was coming back as a zombie. So I guess he didn't die in the first episode, but he did get cut in half. I remember the Winter Soldier like threw his shield and cut him in half, and he fell off the train. So like, yeah, I always thought that he died, but I guess you do have to go for the head and kill them. So he's kind of just like cut in half, but still coming after people. Okay. But other than that, I would say check out the trailer. I will link it in the description if you guys want to check it out. It's really good. Like Spider-Man's doing some like cool shit. He's throwing like webs on people, on the zombies' heads, and just tearing all of them off. It looked pretty cool. You still got Black Panther, even though he lost a leg in the first episode. He's still out there like fighting, which is cool. So I'm excited for that. I don't remember when it comes out. I think it was at the end of this month it comes out. I have to check into that, but I am ready for that. Cool.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I don't really have a lot more to add to it because I haven't watched any of the What Ifs at all, but based on what I've seen of this trailer, it does kind of make me want to watch the first at least episode of the zombie stuff. Because that was kind of fun. I've been kind of like just gaming and content wise. Like I've been really just playing a lot of horror and scary stuff right now. So this is kind of like it's kind of falling into what kind of content or like what kind of content I want to consume right now. Like I'm actually playing Resident Evil 2 remake on my ROG Ally, and bro, that game is so good. Like I can't believe it's taken me this long to play the remake of Resident Evil 2. That shit's scary, and the zombies are badass. So yeah, I'm all into zombies. It's spooky season, so yeah, let's get it, I guess.
So speaking about spooky season, movie came out today, The Conjuring: The Last Rites. Yes. I am excited to see that one. I didn't watch a lot of the trailers because I'm scared of getting spoiled from the trailers. So yeah, I think I watched the initial first one, and I'm like, yes, it has the same people in there, Vera Farmiga and what was his name, Patrick Wilson. So coming back, reprising their roles. I think this is going to be the last Conjuring movie. So I am excited to see that. I don't have any plans on seeing it this weekend, but probably next weekend I'll watch it.
Yeah, I think Michelle wants to watch it this weekend, so we might try to watch it on maybe Sunday. We'll see. It's gonna be busy though, so I don't know. We'll try to find the time to watch it if we can, but that was the plan. We were gonna try to watch it this weekend, so I will let you know if it's any good.
Okay. All right. If it's not good, don't tell me.
Okay.
If it is good, then let me know so I can get more hyped.
It's like you're gonna know.
I'll just pretend you forgot or something.
All right, fine. Yeah, okay. Anything else other than movies, Carlos? Any other trailers or any other leaks that you're kind of excited for?
Leaks, not so much. I do have tickets for Demon Slayer: The Infinity Castle. Comes out next Friday, or this Friday, because this episode comes out Monday. Okay. This Friday, I will be at the Palmdale movie theater watching it. On the 12th. It's actually like a very late showing. It's like at 9:30 at night. I originally wanted to go to the IMAX version and watch it like at 3:30 in the daytime, but so I'm going with my cousin. We kind of switched up the time because more people are going now, and that was their availability. So going to Palmdale, 9:30 p.m. If you guys are there, say what's up. I'll be there.
Yeah, actually, you did post something too on Twitter or Instagram, just like, hey, like, anyone want to come watch the movie with me? So if you're listening to this podcast and if you want to go watch the movie with Carlos, just tell him that you heard it on the Bro Tech Gaming podcast, and Carlos will pay for your ticket.
No. No.
As a way to promote the channel.
Yeah.
Carlos is buying everyone tickets for the Demon Hunter movie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, it's sold out, so, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. It's like, well, I was going to buy your ticket, but you can't anymore, so.
I will give you a crisp high five.
All right. Okay, next topic. Let's talk about some video game stuff, starting with the PS6 handheld leak, or what they're calling the quote-unquote PS6. I didn't really read into it a whole lot, other than I guess there's some specs that are dropping. They're talking about like the AMD architecture associated with it. It's codenamed. There's two of them. So there's one codename Orion, which is I think the actual PS6, and then there's like another codename which I guess is like the handheld version. I didn't look into it that much. So maybe you know more about this than I do right now with what was leaked.
Yeah, so I was watching a video from GameRanks. They were talking about it. Jake Baldino. Yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah. I will link the video in the description if you guys want to check that out. He does talk about it. His source is from another YouTuber, so he linked his video in his description. So if you want to go down the rabbit hole, I will start the trail for you. Yeah, so from the picture that he put on the thumbnail, it actually looked pretty decent. It does look like a Switch, which I think it's just like a made-up picture, so it's not like confirmed or anything. But if it does come out looking the way that it does, I'm still not gonna get it because I'm not really into handheld games anymore. But it does look like a cool concept. Like if you're able to just have like a lesser like version of the PS6, like a less powerful version of it, and you can actually take it with you and not have to have internet, like that would be like a big plus, because I know like they did that with their Portal and just like nobody liked it.
Yeah.
As far as the technology on it, like it's all leaks and everything, so if you watch the video, he puts it on screen. You can kind of just pause it because there's a lot of stuff that he talks about on there. But one thing that I will say, that he was talking about it as like a kind of like an Xbox S, so it's like a kind of like a slimmed down version, like not beefy as like the original. So it's still gonna, if it's true, I feel like it's still gonna be a good handheld console, because if you look at the PSP, like I love the PSP, like I took that shit everywhere, and I felt like even though it looked like a PS2 or like a PS3 game on there, it still ran really good. You were able to put music and pictures and files and stuff on there, so I feel like the PSP was really ahead of its time for when it came out. And I feel like this, if it is true, I feel like it has the same opportunity to do the same thing, to just be ahead of its time and be a trendsetter.
Yeah. Well, the thing about that, so hardware wise, gaming wise, it's going to be a cajillion times better than a PSP. And the reason is the PSP, the downside to it was you were technically not getting the same game as what you were getting on like the PS3 console. Like if I was playing, you know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare on the PS3, I was getting like Call of Duty like Mercenaries on the PSP instead. You know, like you weren't getting like a true one-to-one version of the game, not even like a diminished version of the game. Like it was kind of either modified or it was like a completely different build altogether. So the PS6 handheld will be able to play the same games that's going to be on the native console. It's just they're really going to have to strip it down quality wise to be able to make it run. And you know, I really like the handheld market right now because I can see the potential in it. But I think people that don't really know that side of the market, they need to temper their expectations, because you're not going to be getting a PS6 handheld. It's not going to be a 1-to-1 ratio. What PlayStation's doing is basically what Xbox is doing. Is Xbox is trying to like market the handheld platform to their console player base now, because they slap the Xbox label on it. But it's really just the Asus Ally that I already have. Granted, it's going to be a little bit faster than the one that I have, but performance wise, you're not talking about that significant of a jump. Like at best, I think the new Xbox version of the ROG Ally is probably going to be like 20% better performance than like my current Ally, which when you look at the frames is really not a lot, you know, because modern games, maybe best case scenario, I'll probably be running like 40 FPS on my Ally. So it's like, okay, like 20% more performance. It's like, okay, so 48 FPS. Like you're really not getting like a significant jump in performance just from that upgrade. So by the time the PS6 comes out, or whatever their version of it is, like I will be curious to see what its actual performance is. But if you're expecting to have like a handheld version of whatever the base console is, that is not going to be the case. It's going to be extremely diminished in quality. That being said, like you should still be able to play the same game. It's just going to be at like very, very stripped down settings, which is fine if you're doing handheld. Like it doesn't need to be like a 5090 or a 4090 handheld wise, because that's unrealistic. But I do like where the market is going though. It's fun. It makes gaming accessible for kind of everybody, especially if you like playing mobile. My concerns would be more along the lines of like the quality of the game and probably the battery life are going to be the most important things, because like even now they're not able to get battery life more than like 2 hours, best case scenario, for like semi-demanding games. Yeah, so we will see when it comes out. Those are my thoughts.
Nice. Yeah. Like one idea I would have for it, if they are going to come out with like a PS6 and then like a PS6 like S, I think it would be cool if they bundled it. You know, price it like $1,000-$1,100, because then I could sell my PS5, and then, you know, all that money from there can just go to that. I would have the best of both worlds, and I wouldn't have to choose, you know, a PS6 or a PS6S.
Yeah. I guess it's hard to like, I feel like the PS5 coming from the PS4 really didn't offer that much more in gaming performance. I mean, there's like significant differences when you look at like the quality of the games, and when you look at things like frame rates. It's like now we kind of expect every game to hit 60 FPS, where like on the PS4, a lot of them were hitting 30. Like you weren't getting games that hit 60 unless you had maybe the PS4 Pro, and it wasn't even really like staying at 60. Like when you played Last of Us 2 on the PS4, aside from like your system crashing after like 30 minutes, Like you were only getting 30 FPS on that. So once you go 60, it's like it's impossible to go backwards once you go to 60. Like that was a great quality of life improvement hitting the PS5. But realistically speaking, you're still playing the same games on the PS4 as you were the PS5. It's just now you're hitting 60 instead of 30. So I don't know what kind of performance jump we're going to go from like a PS5, like a PS5 Pro even to a PS6, because like hardware wise, it's like, okay, what would our expectation be? Like it better be as powerful as like a 4090, right? Or like a 5090 if that's the case, because we're talking like what, another year maybe or two, maybe that the PS6 is supposed to come out.
I think it's like fall of 27.
Yeah, so I mean there better be some like significant jumps in quality, because if we're just gonna get like a marginal improvement from like the PS5 Pro, then I don't know. It's kind of hard to get excited for that, especially knowing where like the cost of electronics are with like the tariffs and everything. Like we're gonna be looking at a PS6 for over $1,000 probably. That is maybe 50 to 60% more performance than the PS5 Pro. You know, so I don't know. It's hard to get excited over that stuff right now, because I feel like gaming quality has kind of stagnated right now.
Yeah, and my perspective on that is like, I don't think I'm gonna be spending $1,000 on a console when I can spend $1,000 and upgrade and get like a 5080 or something, or just upgrade to AM5 and kind of go all out. And then like my PC is still going to be more relevant than a PS6 in a couple years after that anyways.
Yeah, I guess we're a different market, because we're PC gamers. Now we can upgrade components, whereas somebody that doesn't have a console or a PC, yeah, it's probably still going to make more sense for them to buy a console, because like a $1,000 PS6 is probably going to be way better than a $1,000 gaming PC at that point. But for people like us that already have like components that we can upgrade, it's like, yeah, bro, like $1,000. Like I'm gonna be throwing like the next like NVIDIA GPU in there at $1,000. That's gonna be way faster than that PS6, So I guess it just depends on the market they're going for, but hard to know. We'll see when the specs come out and when we see some actual gameplay, what kind of expectations we have. Yeah, but side tangent on that, a lot of it too is Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 just fucking sucks, dude. Like every game that is put out with Unreal Engine 5 has problems. So maybe that needs to get fixed before they come out with a new fucking console. I don't know, man.
I don't know, priorities,
Yeah. So speaking of that, so you want to talk about Marvel Rivals, since we're talking about Unreal Engine stuff anyways? I'm pretty sure Marvel's runs off of Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, so quick update for Marvel Rivals. The new season starts on Friday, September 12th. They have announced Daredevil and Angela as the new characters to come out. Angela will be a flying tank. I don't remember what Daredevil was, but there was like leaked game footage of Daredevil, and it's just like a black screen, so you can't really see what you're doing.
That's like first person Daredevil.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I haven't really seen any of their actual gameplay yet, even though it comes out next Friday. But I am excited for it. I'm kind of debating if I'm going to be grinding the ranked for this weekend, just because next season it's going to reset and I have to start all over again. So I think I might just take a break this weekend and play something else.
You mean a different game?
A different game.
Actual video game that has like a story and everything?
Maybe. Don't push it. But
play Alan Wake 2, bro.
Yeah, I would have to buy it.
You would like Alan Wake. I think you would like Alan Wake 2. I think you would like any of the modern like horror games that have come out. Like there's a new game that came out today called Chronos: A New Dawn, and it's basically like a mashup of like Resident Evil with Dead Space with Silent Hill. It looks pretty good, but yeah, I mean none of those were free. So I'm fortunate to have Game Pass. So I mean, you might be able to find a trial of Game Pass. Maybe you could do that. Just like download some shit for a weekend.
How much is Game Pass? It's like $10.
I'm not sure how it is on PC because I pay for Game Pass Ultimate, which is $20. But I think that includes like crossover with the console too. Like you just have more of a library you can play from. But I think they have a stripped down version if you're just PC only. Maybe it's like $12.99. I don't know for sure. You'd have to look into it, but
yeah, I'll definitely.
Maybe they do it. They might have a trial, dude. If you could do like a 1 week trial for Game Pass, just do it, bro, because they got so many games on there. So many fucking games on Game Pass, and you can play the new Gears of War Reloaded. You know, even though it's not really new. Even though you should get it on your PS5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it on PS5, but yeah, I was watching Nick Merckx play. He's trying so hard to like bring that game back from the dead. Like all of his videos are just him with his like thumbnail where he's trying to like catch some like jizz in his mouth, and it's just like I hate those fucking thumbnails that he does, man. Like
yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so back to the Marvel Rivals. So new season starts next Friday. 2 new characters. I'm excited for them. I've actually been using a lot of different characters. I've been using Squirrel Girl a lot, even though she's like super easy to use. I feel like I'm getting better with her. Not just, you know, shooting the acorns, but like awareness, like map awareness, and, you know, when to get in, when to get out, stuff like that. I've been using Emma Frost. She's a tank. She's actually pretty good. She's pretty good at getting people out of their ults, especially Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange. She does the grab and she like slams them on the floor, so you can really save your team. That if they're like very vulnerable to that, you can you know switch the game up. I think that's pretty much it. That's all the new people that I've been trying. But okay. Yeah, so I'm excited. New season.
Cool. I mean, I'm all for new stuff coming out for video games. I kind of talked about this one a little bit last week or last episode, but we can get it with your perspective now. But we've seen a lot more footage of Black Ops 7 now. So we had a trailer, we had some gameplay, we had some multiplayer stuff. What's your thoughts right now on Black Ops 7, if any?
The only thing I care about Black Ops 7 is if they're gonna bring Blackout 2.
Yeah,
that's all I care about. I'm not gonna play the campaign. I haven't played a campaign since like the early like 2000s or like the late 2000s.
You didn't even play the Modern Warfare like reboot campaign, which that was actually a really good campaign, the first one, but that was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, I think I stopped playing the campaign like in Black Ops like 2 or 3. When it was like the dude that was escaping from the prison like onto the train, and then like that storyline for me was like very confusing, and it just like got me out of that whole like concept of playing campaign Call of Duty. And I was just like, this shit is way too confusing. You know, like put me back with, you know, like Captain what was his name, Captain Price, and like Soap, and like give me like them back and I'll play it. But I mean, they did do that and I still didn't play it. So they did do it and I still didn't play it, so I can't really talk. But
I'll definitely save you the time and tell you that like the new Modern Warfare trilogy that they came out with, the campaigns are trash, other than the first one. The first one was a good campaign for what it was, but bro, when you go back to the original trilogy, like the OG trilogy, it's so memorable, man. Every mission is so memorable in that game. Like, even though the new remake of Modern Warfare's campaign was pretty good, I would not say that it is a very memorable campaign. Like, there were some good moments in it, like story-wise, but because they started integrating the story into Warzone and started coming out with all these like new DLC like chapters and stuff, it kind of ruined the narrative of the story for me, because it's like, bro, like I'm not gonna play all the updates that came out with Warzone for me to stay on top of this story, you know? Like they should have had that buttoned up nice like it was in the original trilogy. So that being said, I mean, I'm probably gonna give the Black Ops 7 campaign a try. I guess I'm not like that concerned about it because I have Game Pass and I'll end up playing it on Game Pass anyways. So if I don't like the campaign, then I don't have to feel like I wasted my money on it, because you know the game's gonna be like $79 anyways. So I'm kind of like 50-50, like like I'm definitely gonna play the campaign, but it's like because I can, and technically it's free, so I'm not that vested if it's not any good. But yeah, mostly excited for Blackout, or whatever iteration of Blackout that they're going to incorporate into Warzone if they decide to do that. I think Activision's finally feeling like people are tired of Warzone. It's stale and nobody gives a shit about it anymore. So hopefully they do something to revamp it or make it more exciting. If they like reskin Blackout as like a Warzone, then I'm totally cool with that too, as long as the gunplay feels good, as long as the mechanics feel really good. Like I saw that they have like grapples and stuff like that in there, so you know that kind of brings me back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they do bring back like a lot of the guns, because the guns in the first Blackout felt really good. You know, like the attachments and stuff like that. I don't think that they will, no. Because everybody likes, you know, changing out attachments on their guns to, you know, however they feel. So yeah. I don't think it's going to be just finding attachments on the floor anymore, which I really liked. I felt like it kept like a level playing field.
Yeah, it was more fun because you actually had to find loot. It wasn't about like, okay, well, let me try to get as much money as possible and just bring in a care package. Like I get so tired of that like rinse and repeat. Like it didn't feel like a BR. Like you're supposed to get dropped in and then figure shit out, you know? But everything was always a money race ever since they changed like the whole Warzone mechanic.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a multiplayer on a big map, just because like you get to get like buybacks and stuff like that. So even though you kill people, you don't feel like they're actually dead. If you leave one alive, the whole team's coming back.
Yeah, they should make people grind for it, man. They should really make people grind for trying to bring back teammates, other than like, oh, you have a lot of cash, you know, because then all you got to do is just loot a bunch of shit throughout the whole map, and like you're fine for the most part. So I hope they raise the stakes and make it more like what a BR is supposed to feel like. But Activision will figure out a way to fuck it up somehow.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I think that is it. Unless you have anything else that you wanted to add.
Not really. Like I did kind of talk about some of the games that came out. So that Chronos game looks pretty cool. There's another game that my coworker's playing called Hell Is Us that also looks pretty interesting too. So there's a lot of really good, like I wouldn't say they're indie games. They're definitely not AAA developers, but they're coming out with some really good games. So if you can take just a weekend away from Rivals and try something else, there's a lot of good shit out there, man. And you got a really good GPU, so you should try to stretch its legs a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I will look into that. We got the Dodgers playing right now. We got the football game going on right now, so I'm gonna go check those out, and then afterwards, probably look on Steam for something.
For sure, man. All right, well, I think that's gonna be it then. You want to take us out?
Yes, sir. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you guys did, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We try to do these every week. We're not that consistent, but we are still here after a couple years. So
we're still kicking. We're old, but we're not dead.
Yeah. So so I'm Carlos. This is the homie Sean, and we will catch you guys on the next episode. Peace out, guys.
Peace out, everybody. Bye.